It's hard to believe, but we're finally at the halfway mark for 2020. Needless to say, the year has been a little crazy, but thankfully video games, despite some delays, have continued to help support our minds. So, in honor of reaching this checkpoint, I went back to take a look at 5 games that I missed during these past 6 months. If I missed them, maybe you did too. Ion Fury is sort of like the female equivalent to Duke Nukem. It is trying to ape the style of 90s PC shooters like that and Doom. Even the graphics are designed to make it look like them. Sometimes these throwbacks forget what was good about the originals and aim to find a look and forget about emulating the feel of those games. Well, thankfully, Ion Fury looks the part and plays the part too. It is an unapologetic gore fest in the best way possible. If you miss arcade-like shooters from this era, this game is a good reminder of what made them so much fun. Ion Fury came out in 2019 for PC before making its console debut this past May on PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. Next, Project Warlock is a similar throwback akin to Ion Fury. It too is a first-person shooter, but one with pixel art in a full 3D world. You're not the typical shooter hero, as you are instead a warlock, as the name should clue you in on. You're armed with a knife, axe, a magical staff, and other weapons that you pick up along the way. No matter what difficulty you play it on, the game is a tough one to crack. This is due to said weapons taking a while to unlock. Ammo is also scarce, meaning that you're going to have to use melee weapons for a good chunk of the opening sections. That's not exactly fair, given that most enemies have projectile attacks. Another twist to the game is that you can level up and unlock upgrades for your character. Overall, I thought the game had some good ideas, but I didn't like how a lot of them were executed. Project Warlock came out in 2018 for PC, before making its console debut also on PS4, Switch, and Xbox One last month in June. Now, Underhero was also a game I thought had some unique elements, but was not tight enough to highly recommend it. You play a minion who accidentally kills the hero at the beginning of the game. In his death, you take his magical sword and are tasked to power up to take the hero's place. It's billed as an RPG, but it's more of a platformer and not a great one at that. The controls are a bit floaty. As for the RPG elements, if you run into a monster, you duke it out Mario RPG style, where timed attacks mean everything. This part is great, even if it is incredibly repetitive. And that's pretty much my thought on the whole experience. Too repetitive despite some cool ideas. Underhero came out in 2018 for PC before releasing this past February on PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. This is sounding pretty familiar by now, right? So let's switch things up with Slayin 2. Now, I was floored there was a sequel to Slayin and I almost missed it. That was one of my first iPhone purchases back in 2013, and I still have it on my phone today to occasionally play around with. The sequel then very much falls into the same somewhat basic RPG mold, with a bit more finesse. Move your character, and upon touching an enemy with your weapon drawn, they will die. There is also a meter that builds up to execute special attacks. You can jump, along with being able to change planes now too. Other than that, again, it's pretty simple. There's a village you can go to get upgrades along with new characters like the Sorceress and Ninja, who play a little differently, but pretty much the same. Plus, there is co-op, so that's a cool part. I love the look and the soundtrack is bangin', even if the full package doesn't feel quite like a Switch game. But $12 is not a bad price. Slayin 2 is actually a new game for 2020 as of this past May. You can find it on PC and Switch. Finally, I saved the best for last with Huntdown. It's a throwback to platform shooters on the NES, like Contra. In this post-apocalypse, you play as one of 3 bounty hunters. They each have a special weapon, but other than that and their designs, they all play the same. Basically, you enter a level, kill a bunch of random thugs, and then try and slay your bounty in the form of a boss. Levels are well designed and fast-paced with ample amounts of disposable guns, other weapons like bats, and checkpoints. Plus, it has co-op as well as Slayin 2. It is one cool package, and out of these 4 games, it was my favorite with Slayin 2 just behind it. Huntdown was also a 2020 release as of May. You can play it on PC, PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. And that is it. Even if I wasn't huge on Underhero and Project Warlock as much as the other 3, all of these games have their own merits. And I still had fun going through all of them, and I hope you did too. Did you like that video? If you did, please like, subscribe, and spread the good word of ReActionExaminer. If you want to read more of my stuff, you can find a plethora of my articles over at TheGamer and Game Rant. All of those links and more are in the show notes below. Thanks for watching!